Hi friends, welcome back. So we got some breaking news headlines. Tesla lays off, quote, more than 10% of its global workforce. And this is just coming out now. We heard some rumors that this was going to happen, that they were going to do layoffs. It was just rumors at the point. And some of the numbers thrown around between 10 and as upwards as 20%. It ends up not being the 20% looks like, but somewhere between 10 and 20%. So it says more than 10. We have the email actually from Elon Musk. I guess this is a company-wide email, so a lot of people got it, basically everybody, and it's already out. So let me go through this, and we'll go through more of the stuff. I'll share my thoughts and gears as well. And again, there are layoffs at Tesla. It's been rumored, but it looks like it's here. And this is the email from Elon. So it says here, I'll blow it up. It says, actually blow it a little bigger. Over the years, we have grown rapidly with multiple factories scaling around the globe. With this rapid growth, there has been duplication of roles and job functions in certain areas. As we prepare the company for our next phase of growth, it is extremely important to look at every aspect of the company for cost reductions and increasing productivity. So Elon's trying to make the case that they're still growing. I personally think that's tough to make that case when you're laying off your workers, right? Meaning that you don't need people anymore. He's trying to make the case as well that they're looking for cost reductions, which I get that. So certainly laying off people will reduce the cost of things. And, I can't tell you like how good their severance practices is or anything like that. I do know from Elon's, prior experiences with Twitter, there are a lot of people that were kind of anxious to leave. We'll see how, current Tesla employees are, but sometimes what people say in public may not necessarily be what they're saying behind closed doors, and we'll kind of follow this and get the rumors as this goes through. Also, too, if there were people out there who are in a bad situation to where, maybe their visa is tied to their work, that was something that was with Twitter, or just financially it's not a good time for them. I don't make any jokes about that because I completely understand that stuff. So I want to, be conscious of that kind of thing. So, we do make jokes on the channel, but when someone loses their job, I hope you understand it. It's not funny to said person. I just want to be honest about that. However, though, regarding this stuff, Elon also says, we just went to black. So that is a joke that just my computer does that, the day-night cycle thing. So, I guess that's a meaning there. Okay. So, increasing productivity, and it's funny how as we get to this part, because it's funny how it literally turns dark. That part is funny. So we'll read this again. As we prepare the company for our next phase of growth, it is extremely important to look at every aspect of the company for cost reductions and increasing productivity. So the way that I read that is you're going to fire people, and then the people who remain on staff, who stay behind, are going to have to work harder, basically do the work of more than one person. And this was the same sort of situation at Twitter, but it's not just Twitter or Tesla alone. Many tech companies have been put in a situation where they're letting go people, and the people that stay got to do more work. So unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. And also, too, Elon's been known to essentially say, "Hey, show me some loyalty, work harder." That too, I do laugh about, because some people want to have lives, which I think is understandable. And if you want to have life, hey, you have a right to. So let's keep reading some more here. It says, as part of this effort, we have done a thorough review of the organization and made the difficult decision to reduce our headcount by more than 10% globally. There is nothing I hate more, but it must be done. That's coming from Elon again. This will enable us to be lean, innovative, and hungry for the next growth phase cycle. So Elon's talking about, he uses the phrase here, next phase of growth. Next growth phase cycle, uses that twice here, right? So, and again, he's saying more than 10% globally, so we don't know the exact number, but less than 20, more than 10. So we'll see what it ends up being. I would like to thank everyone who is departing Tesla for their hard work over the years. I'm deeply grateful for your many contributions to our mission, and we wish you well in your future opportunities. It is very difficult to say goodbye. For those remaining, I would like to thank you in advance for the difficult job that remains ahead. As I told you guys, if you're still on staff at Tesla, you're losing 10% of your coworkers, and they're going to basically have to do their work. So, and from Elon's own words, for those remaining, I would like to thank you in advance for the difficult job that remains ahead. We are developing some of the most revolutionary technologies in auto, energy, and artificial intelligence. as we prepare the company for the next phase of growth. Oh, he says it 3 times. So he's talking about growth 3 times. Your resolve will make a huge difference in getting us there. Thanks, Elon. So,
Elon, throw the arms in the air again. Watch your camera in the air.
Elon, fighting pose.
Elon,
to your left. To your left.
Elon, fighting pose.
Elon, lay your straight. Mr. Musk, on your left.
To your left.
Elon, straight ahead, Elon.
To your left. To your left. Elon, to your left.
Elon, can we get down here, please? Elon, straight ahead.
To your left.
Elon, it's me.
here's my thoughts on this stuff. I understand. Elon says growth, right? 3 times. The pumpers, the fanboys, the fangirls will say, hey, see, Elon says growth, so therefore it must be true. When you're finding employees like this, right, it's hard to convince me that you're growing. You're literally letting people go. Growth would show up in the numbers, but in your financial reporting, it would show up in your deliveries, which is also in decline, et cetera. If you're seriously growing, you would be hiring more people and growing the company. So I'm not seeing it. Like I said, I'm not seeing the numbers. I understand Elon saying they're growing, but we'll see. The other thing is the announcement thing, as we talked about before in the channel. And again, they're firing 10% of their workforce is that whole robotaxi thing, whatever is going to be announced on August 8th. They haven't even applied for permits yet. And, I just tell you guys, it's like, I try to show you the chain of events that's happening over at Tesla land. And, this is something that's real is Elon Musk borrowed a bunch of money to buy Twitter. And, oftentimes the pumper channels will tell you, hey guys, look at all of the good news coming out of Morgan Stanley. They say all these great things in the future for Twitter. And I posed this question and it really answered. I'll give you the question and the answer. Like, why would Morgan Stanley do that? And the answer is because Elon owes them a lot of money. Morgan Stanley is always the one who's like, hey, Elon Musk, man, we're getting kind of nervous. We lent you a bunch of money for Twitter. Are you going to pay us back? And essentially, ultimately, they need the stock to be pumped higher so Elon can sell it off to pay them back. They're getting nervous. Twitter is a money-losing company. And this is a big issue as well is, guys, if you're an investor in Tesla, you don't want your CEO off like spending all their time like messing around with another company. You want them like fixing this stuff up. And this is just a sign of the decline. There's no other way to put it. I understand the fanboys and fangirls will just say, oh, this is all fun, etc. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe they won't even mention this article. They seem to tend to ignore news quite a bit. We just talked about in the last video the whole issue with the pedal thing. If you haven't seen it, watch my last video. It's serious. And I showed my wife the video with the whole pedal situation. My wife, the first thing she said is like, those things are cheaply made. That's the first thing that she said. And also too, like, it's obvious that it was dangerous, right? You'll see it. And I, whether or not, and Elon's trying to make the case, what's he saying here is like, we're going to be, what is he saying? We're going to revolutionary technologies in auto, energy, and artificial intelligence. That's what he's saying. So, if that was the case, they'd be hiring a bunch in this realm. The other issue with Elon, in my opinion, who knows what's going on in Elon's mind. I think he's looking for a way out myself. I think Elon will be out the door. How soon is anyone's guess. If this were a regular, normal board of directors, that is, and his brother weren't on it, and personal friends weren't on the board, Elon would have been gone a long time ago. Just, I told you guys this before. I mean, just imagine like over, say, at Apple, and Tim Cook's like, hey guys, I'm just going to go buy another company and spend all my time over there. And like a normal board would be like, yo, we hired you to like be here at Apple. Like, what are you doing? It's like a simple thing. And then, you have this, essentially the rumor that the $25,000 car, the Tesla Model 2 has been canceled. And that should have been something that, the bulls would be like really upset about, right? Because if you really do want, global dominance as they try to convince you, you need a car that is something that the average person can afford to buy. At the moment, Tesla's a little bit expensive, right? Just a regular person on the street can't buy one. They're just a reality, right? They're not like a $15,000, $20,000 car, and you're going up against a BYD that's killing you in the low cost market. They're putting out these like $10,000 electric vehicles, and probably when they ever reach the shores, if they ever do, because who knows if they're going to, they might come in at 15, 18, something like that. Toyota's coming, Hyundai's coming, Honda's coming, Kia's coming, and Volkswagen, etc. The list of car makers will be catching up quickly. and putting a bunch of vehicles on the road, and essentially they'll probably come in cheaper than the Teslas, because generally speaking, in the auto industry, the margins aren't that great because you just have so much dang competition. And in the past, Tesla was the only show in town. You want an electric vehicle, you go get a Tesla, right? I get that, and do you get that? I just think this growth story is over. The phrase that we've been saying is it's a growth company with no growth. The things that we've been talking about, from Elon Musk's own words. Tesla Cybertruck, they dug their own grave with that thing, and also Elon Musk has said as well, if the FSD doesn't work, basically the stock is going to lose all its value, because that's essentially what you're basing this whole future on. So I don't know how much longer this charade can go on. Elon Musk is 52. I always mention his age because he's not going to be there forever, guys. And if you're someone like Musk, this is the question I pose to you. You're 52, you're aging up, right? You got 10, 11 kids, however many kids you got over there. You're looking at doing other companies, etc. And maybe AI is where the excitement is, right? Maybe it's not electric vehicles, and you got a choice of like, well, I kind of want to do that kind of AI stuff, and the Mars thing hasn't happened. You're not putting people on Mars at the moment, so I wonder, and also too, to say if you wanted to cut costs, just fire Elon as well. I mean, why not? Why you're at it? So I wouldn't be surprised. Now, in terms of like what the stock will do in the near term, so I'll give you a pro and a con. So a pro would be, hey, Tesla's cutting costs. They're going to raise their margins by having less people, and they're going to be more profitable. That would be the pros, if that is indeed the case. The cons obviously would be, hey, they're laying off people. The growth isn't there. They're worried about, maybe they're not actually going to make money. There was the Tesla bear who was saying, it's stock down to $14, something like that. Was it 4? I think it was 14. And he was making the case that Tesla cash flow could go negative from, say, like $2 billion positive cash flow to $2 billion negative cash flow. That's a real possibility. The thing that I mentioned to you before, and I'll mention it again, is if those EV tax credits go away, that's in the USA, that's going to be a big blow to Tesla. So I don't expect them to be around forever. I just don't. And this I think is a real bad sign for Tesla, in my opinion, firing 10% of your workforce. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. I'm sure a lot of the fanboys and freckles will have their feathers ruffled by this, but I'm just telling you guys what it is. And we'll see if Elon Musk tweets out, oh, it's all fake, that email's not real. Maybe he does. Who knows? Or they'll stay tight-lipped, and Elon Musk will just not even mention it and just talk about free speech, and tweet out a bunch of memes or whatever. And I'll be real curious how the pumpers handle this one, but it is what it is. So thanks again for your time, everyone. Be careful out there, and I'll catch you next video.